Hello everyone, welcome to the Albert and Billy Show. You're listening to us here on WUAT Radio, and also you're watching us on BTC Fiber TV channel 18 on the remote dial.
Thank God for channel 18.
Yeah, and of course you can check us out also on channel 18 BTC Fiber YouTube channel. You can watch all the episodes of the Albert and Billy Show and all the original BTC Fiber TV programming on there. So check it out. Get on there and subscribe and like, comment. Be nice when you do that, though. And BTC Fiber has a Facebook page, and there's one for the Albert and Billy Show. And for some reason, I always forget to talk about those two. You can obviously you can check those out as well. And Papa, it's snowing a little bit outside right now.
There's a song, "Snowing in the Pines." There
Yeah.
I don't see any pines. It's still snowing.
Christmas in Dixie is what you're talking about.
Christmas in Dixie, snowing in the pines. Is that Alabama?
That sure is Alabama. Yes.
Beautiful song, beautiful song.
I know, and one of their a member of Alabama passed away a few weeks ago. Ethan, you knew that, didn't you?
I didn't get it.
It wasn't long ago. It was just a few weeks ago, and it was unexpected. So this made me think of that. But a legendary group there, of course, Alabama.
Yes.
And we got, of course, some birthdays we'll mention, and then we'll tell you about some things that are coming up soon to do. So pay attention, folks. Here we go.
Yeah, because if you live in Bledsoe County, you want to do everything that can be done.
That's right. That's right.
The only town in the whole county is in Pikeville, Tennessee, so this is where it's going to be.
That's right. True story. Well, happy birthday to the following people. Karen Frady was on the 11th. Donna Brock was we have a few on 11th. Donna Brock was the 11th.
Yeah.
Alicia Measles was on the 11th. On the 13th, we got Wayne McLeod.
That's today.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Wayne McLeod. I believe it's Lisa Swanger's birthday day too. So happy birthday to Lisa as well, and happy birthday Chip Lowe is tomorrow. So happy early birthday, Mr. Chip Lowe. Emily Dotson's is also tomorrow, along with Sharon Anderson. Ginger Mills. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Ginger's is the 15th, so that would be on Sunday.
Yeah.
So Ginger Mills is on Sunday, along with Arlene Young. And then Sue Trujillo's is on the 17th, along with Shane Pendergrass. So happy birthday to all those we mentioned right there. Let me see. I might use that still, Papa. I think we discovered some more things that we did. We was getting ready for some announcements, and we found a couple more. Okay, so let's see here. Let's start out. Okay, Bledsoe County Democrats. The Bledsoe County Democrat Party is going to be meeting, and Democrats are urged to attend a reorganization meeting, and that is scheduled for Thursday, January 19th. And it'll be at 6 p.m. at the City of Pikeville Training Center. And then Republicans also have an event on the 28th. It's the Bledsoe County Republican Party having a meeting on Saturday the 28th. This will be at the Senior Center, folks. It starts at 4 p.m. State Senator Todd, is it Gardenhire? Gardenhire will be the guest speaker. Please bring finger foods and or something. I'm not sure what that means. Did you see that?
No.
I'm not quite sure how to say that, so I just won't say it. I can't read that. Drinks are provided, though, and all Republicans are encouraged to come. So that's on the 28th. Senior Center, 4 p.m. Also, let's see. Oh, got a big breakfast to tell you about tomorrow.
Where is it going to be?
It's going to be at the Veterans Hall, Papa.
Veterans Hall. I know where it is.
Yeah, and it's a big one. It's American Legion Post 66 and VFW Post 53 will be serving a big country breakfast tomorrow, the 14th, from 7 to 10 a.m. It'll be at the Veterans Hall. They'll have biscuits and gravy, ham, sausage, bacon, scrambled eggs, potatoes, which will be hash browns, tomatoes, coffee, milk, and juice to drink for a donation that goes towards the hall's operations. And Blake Walker is sponsoring this month's breakfast. So check that out, folks. Tomorrow. That's from 7 to 10 a.m. and it's a big one.
And they don't stipulate how much. They just take donations.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I'm sure they come out to the good.
They do. People are usually pretty good about that. So that, don't want to miss that. And I think that's all of mine, believe it or not, Papa. Not a whole lot of announcements at the first of the year. I've noticed that. I remember that last year too. Like, takes a while for it to get going, I guess.
Well, December is a very busy month.
It is. Yeah, I think that's why.
So there's a time of rest, but after Christmas is over.
That's true. That's true. I believe that's what
we
it is,
have
Papa.
a Rook tournament going on.
There we go.
Right across the street, the Embers Ice Cream Shop, but it's not going to start till February the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
But on February the 11th, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there will be a Rook tournament held over there at Embers Ice Cream Shop.
Mm-hmm.
If you wish to enter the Rook tournament, you must pay $10 each person. Mm-hmm. And then it is a triple elimination contest, so you get to play at least 3 games. Included
Triple
in
elimination?
It's triple elimination.
Dang, that's crazy.
Well, that's what they're wanting you to do.
Double elimination I get, but dang.
They're wanting more and more people to participate. Mm-hmm. And in addition to getting to play 3 games of Rook, which is most people, if you enter a Rook tournament, you enjoy playing Rook.
Yeah.
So, in addition to the entry fee, that $10 you pay will pay for a hot dog, it will pay for chips, it will pay for a drink, it will pay for dessert. You get all that included. So that's a big deal. And then if you win first or second place, you'll get a trophy.
Yeah, I told you I had a couple. Remember me and Miss Billy Mills, we never played together. They made everybody just kind of pick a partner that time.
Really?
Yeah, me and Miss Billy Mills, we kicked butt. We won one. That's the last one that I won. We'd never played together ever because you had to pick, they picked the partner for you, basically. You
put your name in a hat. Come partners.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've heard of people that cheat.
Some do.
I've heard of people that cheat. So they've got signs already planned what they could pass on to each other. I never thought about that. I'm naive.
Yeah, because it happens.
It happens.
I thought about it.
as I
thought about cheating too, but I didn't. I will say that. But I did think about it.
As I have gone through life thus far, I have seen people that cheated.
Oh yeah.
When I went to school, there would be kids sitting at the table where I would sit, and they would look on my paper. Well, am I cheating if I let them look on my paper?
Not really, no. If they're going to look, they're going to look.
This teacher asked this kid one day, "Did you cheat on that report you turned in?" He said, "No, I did not." She said, "Well, your brother had the same dog that you named." He said, "Well, we live in the same house. Got the same dog."
I like that.
Pretty good. I also heard about this dumb blonde. Mm-hmm. She wanted to commit suicide. So her boyfriend came to check on her, and she is hanging from her feet down, And he walked in and he said, "What's going on?" She said, "I'm trying to commit suicide." He said, "Well, if you want to commit suicide, you've got to go the other end." She said, "I tried that and it hurt." You call them dumb blondes.
That is a dumb blonde.
I wonder how long it would take her to commit suicide hanging by her feet.
A long time. I don't think it's going to work. That is a good one.
I should have waited to save that one for jokes.
No, that did go through my mind. That did.
I don't know how come me to say that. Let me say one more thing while I'm on a roll. I was down at the church a while ago, helping fold the bulletins, and in walked Ed Brown.
Oh yeah, how's he doing?
Well, he's got cancer.
Yeah, we knew that.
And he said he's taking radiation. But anyway, he said he was 84 years old. And
he's doing okay though, ain't he?
I spoke to him and I said, "Ed, I watch your show." Mm-hmm. He said, "You do?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I watch yours."
Yeah, I know. And he's doing pretty good now though, Rock. He's getting treatments and should be okay. Yeah. So that's good. And I'm sure they'll be filming soon, won't they, Ethan? Probably. Yeah. So they're just on a break for him to get treatments. Yeah, no, we need to do a crossover episode with them. I think that would be a good one. That needs to happen. Crossover episodes, I get that for whatever reason. I get asked that more than what you would think.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, that they seem to want that for whatever reason. So the different shows combining, I guess. I don't know. So I have to think about that.
He crosses his up every once in a while, and he has different people participating.
Oh yeah,
and
he has his regulars though.
But he has his regulars, but he's got some kids on there that play the flute and they play a guitar and they sing every once in a while. And I heard Sanford Brewer sing on there.
Yeah, he does a good job.
Sanford plays.
And Tiffany does a good job. I mean, yeah, it's a good show. I like that Brown show. I watch it too.
I enjoy it more than any other show on Channel 18.
Right. Besides us, of course.
I have an easier time turning on the Ed Brown show than I do it on the
hard watching yourself. It's hard watching yourself sometimes on TV, isn't it?
Well, I just have a hard time getting us, but I don't have any trouble getting Ed Brown. I'll tell you.
You don't turn it on the right time.
I'll tell you, one that I see on Channel 18 a lot is Hee Haw.
Oh, really? Yeah, I saw that in a minute.
16 and 17 and 18.
They've got a new one, don't they? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got a new one this year. I'm almost certain they did. I know they did have to take a couple years off, I believe, on that.
Anna Faye wanted one of my books that I wrote about Carolyn. I took her one.
Oh, okay.
Anna Faye and I have known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
I've known Ed for a long time.
I know. So we'll have to do that. But we wish you well, Ed, and he'll be back better than ever. So, but we wish you well, Ed. That's for sure. Also, Elvis's daughter died. Did you know that?
Lisa Marie. I've got that down.
Yeah, Lisa Marie Presley. Was it yesterday?
Yes, and Hart and Ethan looked it up and said she was 54.
Oh God, that's young. That's not good. That's young to die of that. It had to be. It definitely wasn't expected. I'm sure.
Well,
very unexpected.
Cardiac arrest hits people at different ages. That football player, he was younger than 64.
Yeah. Well, there's some. Yeah. There's some more to some of it though. But yeah, you're right. It can hit any time. But no, it is concerning when young people. Yeah. That's concerning. But I didn't know that until today that she had passed away. So it was yesterday.
I saw it last night.
Wow, that's crazy.
Or this morning, I don't remember.
And Priscilla's, she's still around, but she used to be such a beautiful woman. beautiful woman. But man, she had some bad plastic surgery, Papa. Whew. It ruined her.
Most plastic surgery does not turn out the
It don't always work.
expected way.
No. It works sometimes, but it don't always work, and they definitely botched her.
Then what you
It's a
need
shame.
after you had that surgery and it's not a good one, you need a one to correct that one.
Exactly, and maybe she's had it corrected by now. I don't know. It was when she was on, I think she was on Dancing with the Stars a few years ago, and that's when I saw it. You know, it was very noticeable, and I just thought such a shame because she probably would have aged very well naturally. You know, and she done that, and that's a shame. So you got to think about those plastic surgeries.
I don't think
sure.
I'll have
it. Well, I guess it's trivia time,
I just happen to have a few ready.
I figured you would.
All right. What is it? What do you call the people that make you an ant? AUNT.
What do you call the people that make you an ant?
Who is it?
That's a terrible clue, but yeah. You got any other clues?
Well, it's got to be a boy or a girl.
Okay, it's your brother or sister. Maybe, right? Yes.
No,
Yes, it is. Maybe.
it would be their kids.
Well, yes, that's what I was meaning.
What are they?
Your niece or nephew?
Nieces and
Okay,
nephews.
that's what you're looking for. Got you.
Actor Alda's name.
Alan?
Alan.
Wow, I didn't think I'd get that one.
A cowboy show just for cowboys. People come to watch them play in this game that they're playing. They're roping.
Rodeo.
A rodeo.
Heck
And they're
yeah.
still pretty popular.
They are. They are.
A farmer does this when he tills the soil. What is he doing to till the soil? What is he doing to the ground?
I wish you'd give clues sometimes.
What does a farmer do with a tractor?
Plows it.
He plows the ground. He
Oh.
tills the ground.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
All right.
That was so easy it made it hard. Sometimes that happens.
You got a joint halfway up your leg. What's that joint called? Halfway up your leg.
Fibula?
No. Halfway up your leg. Just feel down.
I know, but I don't know the name.
No, feel down halfway up your leg.
Mm-hmm.
That's not halfway up your leg.
This is though.
This is your leg from here all the way down.
Gosh, so your knee?
Your knee
Oh,
is halfway.
okay. Okay.
My gosh.
Well,
If you are a cow, how do you communicate with
boo.
yourself?
I deserve that. I deserved an easy one after that one.
In a college, you got a top administrator, which is a male or a female. What's that top administrator called of a college?
Okay, hang on there a second now. Top administrator in the whole college, right? Well, sometimes I wish these were multiple choice, but don't tell me yet. I'm gonna be mad if I don't get it. Ethan, you have any? Is it president?
No.
Okay, I didn't say that then. Oh no.
I went to school with a boy named Allison
Mm-hmm.
Nail. Allison blank Nail. Allison.
Chancellor. Dang it! Hold up, one more guess. Lifeline, help me out here. Dang it, I'm
Dean.
drowning. What?
Dean.
Dang it, Dean! Shoot!
I don't know where in the world
I knew
that
I was
word
gonna
came
be-
from.
I don't either. I knew I was going to be mad if I didn't get it, and I am.
But why do you
Dang
call
it.
him a college dean? I don't know, but that's the guy that's
It's
the
kind
head.
of, yeah, it's kind of a,
Or the male, the female.
yeah, should be the dean too. She's not the deanette, is she?
Okay, if you are on a couch or you're in a bed and you're sawing logs, what are you doing?
Oh, you're snoring.
You're snoring. Yeah, I thought you'd know that one. Now you ought to know this one. Rowboats need.
Rowboats need.
What do you need if you're in a rowboat?
A paddle.
A paddle. What is a paddle called? Another word
What?
for paddle. What's another word for paddle?
Well, okay, now guys, y'all heard me. I done got the question right, so he can't do that to me. Another name for a paddle?
3 letters.
Oh no, not a 3-letter thing again. Oar. Finally.
Paddle or an oar. Most times you have a paddle in a canoe.
Yeah.
The rowboat has an oar.
Okay.
If you're if slave in a galley, you're using an oar.
I've been in a canoe.
Have you been in a
times?
canoe?
Yeah. It's not as easy as what it looks like on TV. I'll tell you that.
No, it's not.
And they do flip.
Well, what about a kayak?
Kayak. Yeah, I've done that once. Yeah.
I bet they would be easy to flip too, wouldn't they?
Yeah, definitely. I've flipped on both. I fell out of a canoe a few times, but it was fun. I was having a good time. But they were very easy to flip, though. It's really easy to flip a canoe.
I'm thinking.
Basically, if you're gonna get in a canoe and you've not done it a whole lot, you're gonna flip over and you're gonna get wet. There's no way around it. No way around that one. Wow, what some crazy trivia. Was that all the trivia for this week?
That's all the trivia.
Well, I at least passed. I know I at least made a pass.
We're ready for the sports.
Almost, but we had to take a commercial break before that.
All right.
Kind of get those sponsors in, and we'll have some more sponsors after that. And then we'll have sports, of course, for you. Sports of all sorts. It's good to be a UT fan right now, though. We'll tease them with that before the break.
You better believe it.
Sure
but now,
is.
don't Tennessee men take on Kentucky this weekend? Sunday.
Is it Saturday, I bet?
Saturday or Saturday.
I hope so.
I think my pastor, I believe he said Sunday.
I wonder where it's at, though, in Knoxville or Lexington.
I don't know, but let me tell you.
I'll find out, because that's important right there.
Kentucky's not been playing well.
No, they've not been. So, really, Tennessee should win, whether it's in Lexington or Knoxville.
I think Tennessee has pulled up to number 5.
They should be. They've just got 2 losses, and that second loss was to a very good Arizona team. No shame in that.
And they beat some good teams. They beat Kansas.
They've beaten some good teams, and they're beating teams that they're supposed to beat. And the Lady Vols are getting it together now, especially in conference play.
Did you watch that last night?
Yeah, so
Texas A&M.
good to be a UT fan right now. So we'll tell you guys all about that and some more on sports coming up. And then, of course, we'll have some wisdom from Papa and his Albertology. And, of course, your famous jokes after that, too. That's all coming up next right here on the Albert Billy Show. Stick around, folks.
Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Dunlap Mercantile, located in the heart of the beautiful Sequatchie Valley at 15664 Rankin Avenue in Dunlap, Tennessee. Stop in today for some Mayfield ice cream or a cup of community coffee, and if you're interested in renting this venue for your event, call 423-949-2552. Stay tuned to DunlapMercantile.com for concerts and events coming to the Dunlap Mercantile in 2021. God bless.
Welcome back, folks, to the Albert and Billy Show. Hello, Papa.
I'm Albert, and he's Billy.
Right. That is correct. And if you'll notice, I did change clothes. I sure did. Over the break, I change clothes because it is cold.
If it gets 10 degrees colder, he'll put on the coat. 10 degrees colder.
And I'm very hot-natured, so for me to change in the long sleeve, it's cold. It is. We want to thank our sponsors before we get to sports. I'll have to go through them quickly today. So I'll say thank you sincerely ahead of time to the following people: Citizens Tri-County Bank, Bilbrey Insurance, Scotty's, the offices of Janine Boynton, Lisa Wheeler, and Michael Walker, Farm Bureau Insurance, Nickel Row Antiques, the Morgan Brothers, and you have the venue and the Bank Walker Brewery, and they are they'll be co-owners of the new family restaurant, which opens soon. We'll give you I know the target date is the 23rd of this month. State Farm Insurance and Milldam Outdoor Adventures. It's Lola's. Miss Lola Sales. Michelle Collier. She has Collier and Company Realty. Cindy Nipper with Remax. Dexter's Barbershop. The Butter Dish. Lee Station Baptist Church. Bill Wolf. Southern Pearl Florist Home Decor and Gifts. Man, I nailed it that time. Boy, that was good. The Daily Stop.
That's
they got a lot. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff, and they got good food. That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of stuff on their menu. They have great food. They really
have you
do.
ever noticed their gas pumps stay busy?
Oh yes, they're always very, 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 very busy. Hilltop Meats right here on Main Street, and call Adriana for all your travel needs at Seashore Getaway. All right, Papa. A lot going on in sports. Good to be a UT fan. Good to be an SEC fan, basically.
Yes.
Georgia won in the national championship,
15
destroying TCU. Somebody on this show kept saying TCU didn't belong in the playoffs. You remember that?
I've got a question mark after the 3 letters TCU.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Exactly.
Why were they the representative that Georgia demolished?
They shouldn't have been. I kept saying it. They don't deserve to be there, especially after they lost. Now, if they were undefeated, it'd be different, but they lost in the Big 12 final. Yeah. That should have eliminated them from the playoffs, and Tennessee deserved to be in there before them. It's just the truth. It's been a much better game, but congratulations to Georgia. They repeated, won their 3rd national championship in the AP poll era, and they're on a roll.
But I would think that Alabama, even with 2 losses, would be more representative.
They would have been too. I say Tennessee because Tennessee beat Alabama. That's why I felt like they would deserve it more.
They would, but I'm saying Alabama with just 2 losses on their record would have been more of a representative of the SEC. But then Georgia had already beaten them once, so why play them again?
Exactly. Georgia done beaten both Alabama and Tennessee, but they both just had 2 losses, and either team would have given them a better game than TCU did.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a blowout. Man, it was a massacre.
I'll tell you this. I would think that Kirby Smart, being the smart man he is, could go to any school in the nation right now.
He could.
But I bet you that Georgia would say, we'll write a check, whatever somebody offers you, we'll do $1 more.
I'd say they would.
Why would you want to let Kirby Smart depart?
There'd be no reason to let him go. He's building a powerhouse right now.
I'd say that will help his recruiting.
Yeah, definitely. They'll recruit well. They'll be tough next year as well.
2 national championships back to back is hard to beat.
It is. I hope they don't win 3 in a row though. I hope it's Tennessee next year. Well, it's going to be Tennessee soon. I'm telling you, they're putting all the pieces together for a big run. He's recruiting well. If you think about it, Papa and viewers and listeners, you need to realize it's just his 2nd season. Really and truly, he's overachieved. I didn't think they'd have the year that they had this year. So just imagine how good they're going to be. You know,
it 12-2?
Yeah, I mean they had just good records Alabama did, and they beat Alabama and Florida.
7-5 last year in his first year.
Yeah,
and this year he won 5 more games.
Mm-hmm. Had hardly no time to recruit, so the recruits are going to be better and better though, because his style of play is very appealing to the recruits.
Well,
they like that style of offense.
One selling point I would think that Josh Heupel would have that the average coach does not have is you'll get to play in front of 102,000 people every Saturday.
That's right.
When we're home.
That's right. Sellout crowd. Yeah, he has so the recruiting is going to get really, really good. It's going to get really good. We're going to start getting players that Georgia and Alabama are getting because of his style of play.
I would think that's a selling point.
It is. It is. The offense is a big selling point for Tennessee right now.
Well, don't we have the number one scoring offense in the nation?
Yeah.
And yet we win games by having possession of the ball less time than the opponent.
Yeah, I know.
So there's just a lot of selling points.
There really is.
Okay. Paul Feinbaum Show had a question this week that they posed for the listeners to call in about. This question was, how will you fill your idle time now that football season is over?
Watch basketball.
This is what the readers, the listeners said. Basketball, then baseball.
That's right. There you go.
This other guy called in and said, I'll dive deeply into rugby.
He can have at that.
Another fellow called in and said, I will watch reruns of the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Wow.
The last man that called in said, I'll be crying and wishing it wasn't off season.
Dang, he's taking it hard. Those call-ins on that show are very entertaining.
They are.
You don't know what they're going to say, do you?
All right. This was before the title game between Georgia and TCU.
Okay.
They said that the key matchup to watch was the defense. Which team on third down could hold the other team and keep them off the field. It would be the Frogs versus the Dogs.
Well, the Frogs got filleted. The Dogs went frog gigging.
This was another observation. Whoever can run the ball.
Yeah.
And it was a no-brainer. Okay, in basketball, Kentucky took on Alabama last Saturday, and they held Kentucky to 52 points.
That's not easy to do.
On their way to a 78-52 win.
Dang, Alabama is good this year, though, in basketball.
Kentucky is 1-3 in the SEC as of last Saturday, which is the worst record they've had in 37 years.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's very un-Kentucky-like numbers. That's a terrible start for Kentucky.
Then they played South Carolina on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Kentucky did, and got beat again, 71-68.
I was surprised at that one.
Then Tennessee took on South Carolina last Saturday, the men's.
Beat the tar out of them.
85-42.
Yeah, Tennessee destroyed South Carolina.
But yet they scored 71 against Kentucky.
Yeah, I know. That tells me Tennessee might sweep Kentucky this year.
Well, that tells me that Tennessee has a defense if they held South Carolina at 42 points.
Yeah, you're right on that, too.
Tennessee women on Sunday played Vanderbilt and won 84-71 with Houston getting 21. That gave Tennessee a record of 12-6
Yes.
Sunday.
That was a good game.
That was a good game.
And the player to watch, though, for Les Vos is Rakia Jackson. She's averaging over 20 points a game, especially in conference
She
play.
looks
It's 22 points a game.
Well, they're in conference play now, and they're 5-0 in conference.
Yes. Talk about which we've talked a little bit. You know, they got off to a slow start. You know, I get why they've had terrible luck with injuries, and Horston missed the first few games, so she come back. Then Key's out for the season, so they really had to adjust to all that's going on.
Horston is not just scoring well, but she's
everything.
leading in assists.
Yes, and she rebounds well for
and she rebounds
guard.
well.
She rebounds really well.
Well,
and they've gotten it together now.
To rebound, you got to have ball smarts.
You do.
Ball smarts.
I think they've won. I think after last night's win, they're on a 6-game win streak now.
Yeah. Well, they won last night by beating Texas A&M.
A defensive game.
62-50.
Yes.
That's their 5th win in the SEC.
Yeah, they're getting it together at the right time. We're off to a 5-0 start.
Okay, let's
So they're undefeated, just like South Carolina is in the
South
SEC.
Carolina, they're good.
They are.
They're good.
But now, before you go, anything else? Speaking of Jackson, she had 22 points last night.
22.
Yeah.
Boy, she looked good.
She's definitely a go-to player. Her and Horston, they were saying on the SEC network, you know, are the best duo. They all of them said that's who they voted for the best duo in the SEC.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
they are a very dangerous duo. They really are.
Okay. Bledsoe County had accolades this week for Hunter Clark. He was voted All-State as a defensive back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Congratulations, Hunter. You did well.
Absolutely.
Our basketball team played Monterey and Jackson State last week, Jackson County, and lost both of them. So that's not good.
No, but the boys they're going to get some wins. The wins are going to come for the boys eventually this season. Those were two, Monterey and Jackson County are no pushovers. Those weren't the easiest games, so we'll see. Still early yet.
It's early in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk just for a little bit about the Monday night game between Georgia and TCU. Georgia flexed its muscles.
They sure did.
And it showed the rest of the world just how tough it is to be in the SEC and go 15-0. You got to be darn good.
You got to be really, really good, and I can't say enough how hard it is to do. What they achieved is very hard to achieve.
What I've been hearing, though, is that Georgia's schedule next year is lighter than this year's.
Oh, is it?
I've heard that.
I wonder how. It can't be much lighter.
Whoever did their scheduling.
Maybe they scheduled some cupcakes out of conference games. That's probably what they've done.
I think one of it is like playing Lee Station Baptist Church.
Well, I tell you what, I don't blame any SEC team. If I was an SEC coach, I would schedule all cupcakes out of conference too, because you're in the toughest conference in the country.
And you got to play 6 games.
Yeah.
And listen,
exactly.
When Texas and Oklahoma joins in 25,
make it even worse.
Maybe you got to play 7 games.
Right. So I would schedule cupcakes too, because you're battle tested plenty in conference.
I would think that at one time I had a book that someone gave me, Football's Greatest Dynasty, and it was when Neyland was coach of UT.
Yeah.
And I think that's how he achieved his record of having the greatest dynasty in football. He was smart enough in scheduling that he had some breathers.
You got to. It's smart to do that.
And you schedule them, you place them strategically on your schedule so that you don't have Alabama and Florida together.
Exactly.
In Georgia, you got to have a cupcake in there.
You got to.
All right, you ready? That's all I have in sports.
Okay, bring it on, Albert.
Albertology. I got this from Emily Howe on Reader's Digest.
Yeah.
But I can't call her name over television.
Right.
These are some quotes that I want you to listen to.
Okay.
I have a confidence now that comes from a combination of years of experience and just not caring anymore.
There you go.
This
That's what it
This
be.
girl says, our job as parents is to put ourselves out of a job.
Ooh, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Get them grown. Channing Tatum said this: life is too short to miss out on the beautiful things like a double cheeseburger. Beautiful things. This man says, I listen to everyone, then I do what I want to do. That's smart.
It is good advice there.
Now, these are questions. Could a librarian be called a bookkeeper?
I guess so. Yeah.
Could a referee be called a game warden?
Definitely.
Could a dairyman be a cowboy?
Yeah.
Could a cabinet maker be a president?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty smart.
That is. I like that.
I want you to listen to these. These are names. These are legitimate. These are governments around the world that have outlawed parents naming their children these names.
Okay.
In Italy, you cannot name one of your children Friday,
Friday
but you can name them Saturday.
or Thursday.
In Mexico, you cannot name one of your children newly born Robocop. You get sillier.
Why would you want
In
to?
Denmark, you cannot name an offspring Monkey. In Portugal, you cannot name any of your children Thor. You have to dip into mythology to get that one. In France, you can't name one of your children Nutella.
Once again, why would you want to?
And in Malaysia,
Oh God.
it is taboo to name one of your children 007. 007.
Might as well just name it James Bond if you're gonna do that.
This is a beautiful observation. Baseball is similar to life. This is how it's similar.
Okay.
You start out at home plate.
Yeah.
You get a little older and you get to first base.
Oh.
Then in early adulthood, you wind up on second base, which is the furthest away from home you will ever be
Right.
when you're at second base. Then when you get the furthest away from home at second base, you get a little older and you're wiser and you wind up on third.
Right.
And on third, you see home plate.
Yeah.
Then you realize that's where you started out from.
What about that?
We get wiser as we get older.
Yeah. That's true.
Now, these are truths. The funny bone isn't a bone, it's a nerve.
No, really.
They call it a funny bone.
They sure do. And it does not feel good at all when you hit it.
Cat gut is not made from cats. It's made from sheep. Cat
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
I've
anything.
never heard of cat gut either, by the way.
French fries were invented not in France, but in Belgium.
Wow.
I thought they were created here. I really did. Koala bears
France.
aren't bears. They're marsupials like possums.
Are you kidding me?
This-
What the heck?
A 10-gallon hat does not hold 10 gallon. It only holds 3 quarts.
I did
All right.
not know some of that for
Now
sure.
I want you to listen to these. What are the odds? This really hits close to home. What are the odds of finding a 4-leaf clover?
They're slim to none.
1 in 10,000.
God.
I can remember when I was a kid, we'd be sitting out in the yard looking for 4-leaf
Yeah.
clovers.
I did that. as a
Mother
kid.
would come out and sit down and find a 4-leaf clover just like that.
Really?
I never could understand that. What are the odds of finding a black cat? 1 in 3. Every time they pick up 3 cats stray on the street, 1 out of 3 is black.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Now, what is today?
Friday.
Friday the what?
13th. Oh,
What
it is.
what are the odds of the day Friday falling on the 13th?
They're pretty slim too.
The 13th falls every 212.35 days.
Dang. So yeah, it's not very often, is it?
Well, it'd be once a year. At least once a year.
Yeah.
In 212 days, you'd have another one.
Yeah.
All right.
This will be called Friday the 13th episode.
This is thinking outside the box. This is ridiculous, but this is how big corporations conduct their interviews.
Okay.
They're doing this on purpose. So they're asking their interviewees, how would you do this? How many cows are in Canada? That'd be one of the questions they'd ask an interviewee. Listen, how do you spell diverticulitis?
What the heck?
I can spell diverticulitis.
Well, you're one of the very few.
But why would you put that on a job interview?
Yeah, that's a dumb question. And so was the first one.
How would you move Mount Fuji?
You wouldn't.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 ducks?
Are you kidding me?
100 duck-sized horses. What do you think of garden gnomes?
Questions.
Garden gnomes.
They're weird.
Are your parents disappointed with your career aspirations?
What some questions?
Isn't that silly?
Yeah, those are downright stupid questions.
When I buy a new book, I read the last page first. That way, if I die, I know how the book ends.
Well, I guess not a bad philosophy.
I'm out of
It kind of ruins it, though.
I'm out of allergy. I'm ready for jokes now.
Yeah, good deal, good deal.
Some of
I'm
these
ready
have
to hear
been
a
jokes.
few.
Some of these have been jokes, haven't they?
No kidding. About 5 of them at least have been.
All right. Alexander Graham's first telephone was absolutely useless until he invented the second one.
I guess so.
Who could you call?
Oh, yeah? You can't call anybody. That's a good point.
When I was a kid, my parents taught me not to believe everything I saw on TV.
Yeah.
So now that I'm older, I have to teach my parents not to believe everything they hear, they see on Facebook. I'd say that's true.
Absolutely.
And
yeah,
they say you can't
absolutely.
believe everything you hear on, what is it?
TV.
Well, there's something else that you can, the internet.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, not everything. Absolutely not.
2 hours into a flight, the pilot gets on the intercom and he says, "We just lost an engine, but it's all right. We have 3 more. But the flight is going to take us an hour longer. We only have 3 engines."
Right.
A half hour later,
Uh-oh.
the pilot comes back on the intercom and he says, "We just lost another engine, but don't worry. We have 2 more. It'll take us another 2 hours, though."
Oh, my God.
In the back, a passenger rolled her eyes and she says, "Great. If we lose the last 2 engines, we'll be up here all day." And you ask me why I don't want to fly?
She must be that dumb blonde you was talking about earlier.
be up here all day. I'd say you won't. You lose 2 more engines, Cal,
You're gone.
you're going to go down. Aretha Franklin said this.
Okay.
It's the rough side of the mountain that's easiest to climb. The smooth side doesn't have anything to hold on to.
Oh, well, yeah, it's true. Good point, Aretha.
We are all ordinary. We're all boring. We're all spectacular. We're all shy. We're all bold. We're all heroes. We're all helpless. It just depends on the day.
Oh, yeah, that's a very good
Some
point.
days you wake up and you feel like you can conquer the world, and some days you
True.
want to go back to bed.
True. You're absolutely right. Now, where's the jokes? Those weren't funny at all.
At the dry cleaning shop of a local Air Force base, I overheard a young airman describe in great detail how he wanted his uniform cleaned and pressed. When he finished, the clerk asked him, "Are you getting an award? Or do you have an important function to attend?" "Nothing like that," the airman said. "I'm going home on leave, and my little brother is taking me to show and tell." Show and tell.
I might forgot the old show and tells. Now, is this a joke or just a... What is it?
I'd say it's going to be a long story, but it has a punchline.
It does?
It has a punchline. It's about O.J. Simpson.
Okay, so it is a joke. Okay.
It was bound to be a case for the ages, even before the suspect parked his white Ford Bronco on the hot Los Angeles night in 1994. O.J. Simpson,
I remember that.
was accused of killing his wife, Nicole, and a local waiter, Ron Goldman, on the steps of her home in Brentwood, California. And the evidence against O.J. would appear to be damning, including blood in the Bronco and on a glove that matched one found near Goldman's body. So they thought this is DNA evidence. And it was a man named Cato Kalin who was living in O.J.'s guardhouse and testified that he could not account for O.J.'s whereabouts. So O.J.'s team had plenty of its own angles to work. The trial unfolded just a few years after the Los Angeles riots and the racial polarization. And so
It was crazy.
the defense took great pains to label one of the officers investigating the case, Mark Furman, as having a history of making racial statements.
Yeah.
So everything is
They drug
going
him in court.
one against the other. But many observers believed that O.J. would be convicted. So when the prosecutor asked him to try on the bloody glove that they found at the scene, I can remember him trying to get that glove on his hand.
I remember that too.
And so his defense attorney was Johnny Cochran.
Yes.
Johnny Cochran described this history moment by saying, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit."
Yeah, I remember that too.
And
I do.
And O.J. Simpson was acquitted.
He was.
And yet there was damning evidence.
To this day, I can't sit here and say that I completely believe that he didn't do it, because, man, there's a lot of evidence against him.
Okay, back to the kids' menu. Me. "Can I see the dessert menu, please?" The waiter. "No, not before you finish your vegetables."
Of course.
The parents
That's pretty bad when the waiter said.
parents had to get to him.
They must have.
Our son was upset that his baseball coach yelled whenever he made a mistake. "It's just something coaches do," I said. "It's not personal."
That's right.
He said, "Well, why do they call my name?" It's not personal.
I mean, that is a good question, but it's really not, though.
I was in the middle of a silent panic attack. This is not funny, but this is so pretty. I was in the middle of a silent panic attack while waiting on a flight. Boy, there's been a lot of that going on this past week. Another passenger's assistant's dog noticed my condition and pulled the person next to him so that the dog could put its head on my lap, and the dog kept its head on my lap for 20 minutes.
Comforting.
Good dog. Good dog.
Listen,
let me tell you
dogs
something.
and cats can sense things so much better than we can.
If you put your dog and your wife in the garage and you lock your garage up for 3 hours and you open the door, which one will be glad to see you?
The dog.
The wife won't be.
No. The dog will be wagging its tail.
Divorce you. The wife will divorce you.
Well, have you got one more for us?
I'll give you, I'll save some for last.
Is this a joke?
Question. Yellow
that's a
I
real
look and
What?
massive I weigh.
Yellow I look, massive I weigh.
In the morning I come to brighten Mom's day. What am I?
In the morning I come to brighten Mom's day.
I'm yellow, I weigh a lot, and I come to make your mom happy every morning. What am I?
The sun?
The bus.
Yeah, that's true. That is good.
Take that kid off. I
That's good.
think my pilot was a little inexperienced. We were sitting on the runway, and he said, "Okay, folks, we're going to be taking off in just a few." Whoa, here we go. And you don't know why to what? Fly? Whoa, here we go.
That would be terrible.
Oh, man.
That's a good one, though. That's a real good one.
Now listen to this. Our base's Army Exchange Service carried a particular brand of deodorant that I liked and I bought for years.
Okay.
Then one day I couldn't find it. So I asked an employee whether they still carried my deodorant. No. It was always selling out and I could never keep it in stock, so I quit ordering it.
Dang.
One more.
Wow. Yeah, one more.
The first of the month has come and gone. Here are the responses tenants gave to their landlords about not paying their rent on time. Listen,
And these are real, I'm sure.
these are real.
Yeah.
I didn't pay the rent because I'm saving up to move.
Wow.
Okay, come on. You're going to harass me on Valentine's Day? Won't be long till Valentine's Day.
No, not at all.
My last landlord had no problem with me paying late. This seems to be a big real issue with you. Well, if I wasn't late with the rent, you'd never come to see me.
That's real good. Oh,
This is the last one.
okay.
I'm getting real tired of paying this rent every month. You'll just have to wait.
Oh, wow. And the bad part is none of that really surprises me. It really don't. The man. Oh, those are good, Papa. Got my eyes watering. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. Oh, quick reminder too. The high school basketball game tonight is canceled, obviously due to
School was
the
canceled
snow.
today too, wasn't it?
It was, yes. Due to the snow that I see falling.
We may have to
right
stay
in
here.
front of us.
We may have to stay here all night.
Well, we got plenty of music at least. But thanks for joining us today, folks, on this cold day here in WA10.
You know,
it's cold in there. It's usually not cold.
I didn't even debate whether to come or not. I was going to come blank or high water.
Well, those are some good jokes, Papa. I tell you what. And then I didn't even touch that. Maybe
your voice vibrated and knocked that thing loose.
Maybe it thought we needed one more joke. I didn't even touch it. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. We're gonna say goodbye for now. We'll see you guys next time on another edition of the Albert and Billy Show. You guys have a great week.
See you later.
And we'll see you soon. Hey folks, Albert and Billy here. You're watching us on Channel 18, BTC Fiber. Check us out on BTC Fiber YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and like. And check out our Facebook page. Be sure to like and share. Thanks everybody for watching.